Hi, welcome back to the Oracle Scroll. Today we're looking at card number 17, Redirection. Hi, I'm Kevin Walder, your host for the Oracle Scroll. And today, we're continuing our journey through the little deck that I've been talking about. And now we're looking at card number 17, Redirection. Wow. Well, that's kind of an appropriate card for this year, 2020. And we are recording this in October of 2020, the very tail end of October. And we've been through a lot of changes. We've been through a tremendous amount of change in our community, in our families, all of us united actually in that shift and change. The pandemic has touched all of us in some way, whether we've suffered from the actual virus, or we know someone who has, or we're related to someone who has, or our business has suffered, or many other things that have come into play as we take precautions during this pandemic. So, now, what are we going to do with this card of redirection? Well, you hear a lot about people talking about quitters. Quitters are looked down upon. They're never lauded and appreciated because quitters just gave up. There's really not much that is further from the truth than that statement. Quitters are actually sometimes just taking a moment to regroup and understand themselves and their situation in a new way. In fact, instead of calling it a retreat, you may do what the military does and call it a strategic withdrawal. Something where you just step back a moment, reassess, and a redirection does not necessarily mean you completely undo everything that's been done and you completely start from scratch, but maybe it's in minor adjustments or maybe it's major adjustments, but they can be made. Charles Darwin talked about those who survive change. Those who actually adapt to change are the ones who will thrive in a changing situation. It isn't the strongest, it isn't even the most capable, but the ones who can adapt best to the new situation that will thrive in the new world. So, as we look at redirection, we can kind of change our attitude toward it a little bit and actually look forward to it because it's an opportunity for fantastic growth. Our society has placed a great deal of emphasis on follow through and making sure you see something through to the end. But, sometimes that's not necessarily the badge of honor. Being able to adapt to new situations and being able to come out of it ahead those are the things to celebrate. There's a saying that goes around social media about not wasting your time clinging to a mistake just because you spent a long time making it, or maybe you spent a lot of money making it, or maybe you just invested a tremendous amount of energy into making it. A mistake can be a mistake, and we need to recognize that. And that's probably the real key, is learning when to recognize that moment when it's time to regroup. So as we look at the card, it is a 17, which adds up to an 8 in numerological terms. 8s in the deck that I normally use, 8s are a launching pad. You've gone through all the trials, the tribulations, the challenges. You've imagined what you need in the 7s, and now the 8 says, let's just get on with it. Let's get it done. So how are we going to regroup? How are we going to face a new year with a renewed attitude and a renewed enthusiasm, even though some things around us may not be recognizable anymore? That's our challenge. Redirection. How will we use it to our best advantage? Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Oracle Scroll. Please stop by my website at kevinwalder.com, where you can purchase any of the services that I offer. Also, check out my books, Tarot for Lunch, Lessons from the Cards, and more recently, 22 Teachers, Healing Lessons from the Major Arcana. Both are available at amazon.com, and both are very easily understood and easily followed directions for using the tarot. And most importantly, please subscribe to this channel by clicking the little red button down below, and go ahead and click that bell next to it so that you never miss an episode.